Hello everybody and welcome to this furniture design rendering with Viscom AI tutorial. In this exercise, I will show you an interesting process of loading various screenshots of the same furniture into Viscom's workbench. By the way, the reference images are all in the description of this video, so you can download them. And then with the same prompt and same prompt variations, we are going to create a nice matrix to study the impact and results of how the prompt being changed will generate specific images based on the input. For example, if I zoom in here, you will also see these outcomes are different. There are some interesting details, and that is because these input images have the edge visible when I made a screenshot in Fusion, and here the edge is not visible. But this then also has interesting other outcomes that then normally sharp edges will get softened. And here they stay sharp. But if we lower the value, then these elements disappear and we maintain having good sharp edges. And then after we did this really nice study in the workbench, we're going to edit individual files where then I will show you how through various compositing techniques we can then create different results. For example, getting the white surface on top of the table plus renderings of the reflection. And as a bonus, then I will show you how when we just sketch out a nice kind of like room, create some cool background images, place the piece back in, and then prompt it and render our design in a pretty gorgeous looking environment to create realistic looking images literally in a matter of minutes to seconds. Okay, very good. Let's do it. Well, let's get started. I'm in Viscom. I will create a new design by using the Start and Workbench option. I have downloaded all my images on the desktop. It's simply easier to drag them into the workbench. There we are. Perfect. And then we can actually now take a look at where's the difference. So as you can see, the main difference between these images, besides the perspective view from where they are photographed, is one version has these geometry edges, the other one does not. Good. Then let's go ahead. We can arrange everything a little bit. I simply do it this way, so that goes down and that can go to there, this goes to there, there. So I'm just sorting them a little bit. Beautiful. Cool. Okay. Now we're going to create the AI images in the workbench. And you will see the really nice thing about the workbench is we can see everything at the same time. So you click on this plus icon, and then we can click on describe. It will then take a look at what it is seeing, more or less. Square wooden table with 4 cubicle stools, light wood finish, minimalist design. Okay, that makes sense. We can refine this a little bit. Light pine wood to give this a little bit more detail. Top surfaces painted white. Actually, I used an off-white minimalist design. We can copy this prompt. We use render and Viscom V2 100% and click generate. And then it is simply mass production. There we are. And with each generate click, I'm just creating one more image. There, cool. Oh, look at that. What's going on here? So this is black. Why is this black? That's actually very easy to explain. Oh, this is actually really quite nice, by the way. Um, why is it black? So these images do have a transparent background. And you see here, there's a transparent background too, but that's not really what I want. If I double click, you will see, oh, there's actually a white background, but Viscom doesn't show it. You see now when I go in and exit, nothing changes, but if I turn a layer on off, then it is, yeah, kind of like refreshing the thumbnail. There we are. Just have to do this only with images where we have a white background. Cool. Okay. These were kind of failed. Not sure what I just said. Was properly German English together. And then we delete those and simply click on generate and create another set of images and then see what we'll get. Okay. Yeah. Now you see now this is actually different. And while that one is still finishing, if we now zoom out and we take a look at the result, you will notice that there is a specific pattern repeating. Look at this is the version with the outlines, and look what's happening there. This is the version of the outline, and there we have the same issue. So you see these outlines or edge lines are actually confusing the render engine. Here it's kind of nice because we have a nice edge, but then here the joinery gets confused. We do get very nice sharp edges, but then also here we have stuff we don't necessarily really want. No. Oh yeah, and look at this actually. This is really good to see. Sharp edges of the wood. And here this is more round. We can clearly see here at the bottom that is sharp, but it gets a little bit confused there. And that is something that's consistent among all of them, by the way. Okay, good. The beauty of this workbench then is we could, for example, make another one. Let's say all these, no, actually, I could keep these there. And then here, I simply go with 50 and do another process. So I don't have to make a new copy of this prompt window. I just need to memorize that the first images are 100%, the second images are 50%. And there you can see quite some change to the design. What about when we go to 80%? And just explore how a change in the drawing influence changes the outcome. And because this is all done and presented then inside the workbench, the beauty is we can see everything quite nicely all at the same time. This got actually still pretty close. Interestingly, now there are holes on top. That's an easy fix. How is this one? The lighting is actually really nice in this one, but the design changed way too much. This is pretty good. Oh, interesting. Look at that. With that lower reference, also with 80%, the this thing is gone, but we also do not have the texture there. So the AI did not understand the wood joinery. but we maintain having sharper edges. So that's a nice discovery, which I just figured out. Yeah, that is good. Oh, look at there. Here we got this actually back. Okay, was this? Yeah, 80%. Okay, cool. Beautiful. We could delete this one and simply say 1 and 2 and 3. We just make, oh, 4. There it went to. We make 4 more versions. So this is very similar to when you're inside the studio environment and you're making different iterations always at 4 times. So this nearly worked. They're not. Okay. Um, that's an easier fix. This goes. The lighting here is good. Let's bring this one back. Good. So the takeaway from this part one is kind of like now you have to prep up the files, then adjust the background image, and then based on the drawing influence strength, you can see how these outlines can fade away. For example, here, no, I did not. So also there, let's make 2 or 3 more renderings. But with a higher drawing influence, then we might be able to get really nice sharp edges without having to go to 100%, for example. So that is, for example, a really nice photo. It's too bad it's just on a silly white background. Okay, maybe let's make 2 more. And now you're kind of like curating the outcomes. Nope. And nope. Yeah, go back. So here, again, it's not really doing it. Maybe 2 more. And in case and then it still doesn't change much, maybe playing with the drawing influence could help. Oh, look at that. Which of these two do we select? This has way too many wood knots. But the lighting is nicer. Yeah, actually, but this is brighter. They're both good. Yeah, which one should we take? This is too dark. Good. What do we have here? Yeah, didn't really work out. Not. That's actually a nice lighting. There. Bring this one in. So, talking about lighting, here's actually now an another thing what we can do. So minimalist design, but we didn't really do much is like in a white empty room, fill light from the left side. Let's copy this prompt and see what will happen. Because in 3D rendering, you can make an environment, place camera, place lights, yeah, in full control. But the AI doesn't know what you want, so you have to tell it what you want, or you have to draw what you want. Oh, look at that. I said empty room. Look, we even got an edge, clearly visible, a wall and a floor. Oh, interesting. Okay, so let's see how this is working out with those where we do not have these elements, or actually I can do this just to be consistent. Do it in all. Oh, oh wait, it didn't copy the text. I can just copy this and then add this. Edit, render, edit and render. Okay. Well, this looks actually, in terms of lighting, really good. Unfortunately, we don't have an environment or something. Yeah, okay. It's not a big problem that I did not 100% get what I was also writing, because I'm going to show you how we do this then anyway, manually. Oh, interesting design variation, but that's not what I want. This one looks actually really nice. Also with this little bit of light that's coming from that corner. Good, perfect. So takeaway, now you can see now how you can explore based on what you write. It's hit and miss, but because we can generate so many images, we can then very quickly sort out stuff that works and stuff that, for example, doesn't really work. So that definitely is a no-go. Let's make a new image there. And I will select not this one. The shadow here is wrong. Um, just to appease my need for order, make another one. But now we can go into, let's say, this image, and then we try to fix and prep it. So I can make a copy of this. Everything so far on top was kind of like the exploration of maybe the images I could generate if I would like them. And then I just copy a piece out, and then here now we go into edit or double click. This is now where we are going to refine everything. So to be safe, I make a copy of this one. Select that layer, and this top piece now I would like to clean up. For that, we can go into the eraser mode, then select the magic eraser, can change the scale a little bit, and then I brush over the area I would like to repair. Whoop, that worked out really good. Let's see how this works. Wow, good. These might look natural and realistic, but it's terrible build material. There, so that actually was fixed. That's pretty cool. Nice. How are we actually getting the white material on top? So that's a little bit more labor intensive. There are certain techniques you could do. You could just select something and then try to describe it. In this case, I think the easier path is we paint them actually white. So I made a new layer. Then I go to the selection and Bezier selection, go zoom in nicely, and then I click and click, 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 and click. So that is just a flat surface, or at least it should. Go to brush and fill. Then we can select maybe an off-white or something, and then definitely too yellowish there. Or maybe let's sample a color from here. What about from this reflection? Let's see how does that look. Nah, I want that to be more white. It's just, oops, let's just go with clean white. I mean, we don't have this white really in real life, but we're going to adjust this anyway. Then when one is done, we go back to the Bezier, deselect, and then we go to the next target. There, you have to be careful with these points where you position them. When you want to move them based on the computer system you're on, I'm on a Mac. So if I hold the Command or Apple key, you see how the cursor changes. This is Option, and I think on a PC you have to hold Control. Then you can select and move these points around. There, very good. press B for brush, and then fill. There we are. And then back to Bezier, deselect all, and then it's always good to zoom in. Quite nice. And we do the stuff then here. Yeah. I think it's the already actually. That looks really quite nice. That's actually G. When I press G, G, G. Oh, look at that. G, G, G. We can just flip through them. I don't think that's yet possible with the brush. Switch between brush and fill color. B, B, nope. G, deselect. And what we do right now is a typical classical Photoshop montage or post rendering. We fix this. Then now here I want to trace only the sharp edges, not really where the round parts are, because that we do differently. And then now with the Option key, I think I can click and drag, yeah, and click and drag the handles out, and then and with the Apple key, I can then move the handles better. Option key there. This handle should be parallel to that edge. There. Oh, that was pretty close already. Then this can go further back. Let's go to here. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, there. Okay, very good. And then let's fill this. There we are. Deselect all. Perfect. We could lower the transparency a little bit, but then you will see, this actually starts looking more like maybe a reflection of a white surface that is behind here. Now I see, oh, I'm not really perfect there with what I drew, so I will draw myself another selection. And then trying to make this a little bit bigger. Maybe this time it will be. Nope, it will not be. But since I'm going to use this also for the AI to render, I don't have to be too super specific. Okay, good. Because this is still going to now be an input. Nope, I'm not sure what that was. Okay, let's delete all this. Click on describe. Then it can describe everything what we see. Now square wooden table, so 4 matching cubes, slide wooden finish. We could say glossy white painted surface 100%. Yeah, let's see actually what we get. The downside of the AI is very often it creates a new version of what you had before. So you could re-render everything all at once, or we can select certain parts. Oh, this is actually quite nice. A little bit more consistent because it, as you can see, it pulled that color down on these parts. That was actually nice. Color of the wood changed a little bit. But look, here now we have the reflection on it. There too. So it doesn't look so artificial anymore. Position changed a little bit. Okay. This one I will add, but so I keep a version and I just click do a re-render. I also just said wooden table. I didn't specify it with pine because the wood actually got pretty orange. Ooh, this is a really nice sliding. So let's go in square pine wood with four matching cube stool, slide with finish. Yeah, okay, generate. Yeah, color changed a little bit, but here now it went back to the original top surfaces. Nah, that's not what I want. Okay, cool. So, that's actually quite nice, no? As you can see. How do we do this, however, if I only want the top surface to be changed, and not really the whole image? So that is then where we come in with the lasso. And for example, now I can select all this and I simply say white painted wood. And we can see what would happen. Yeah, not so much. See, also changed a little bit. That was slightly too much. Yep, this one maybe got stuck. I will try actually the following. What happens if we select multiples of those? Trying to add a little bit more material. Oh, 100%. Maybe that was actually why it was not 100%. So why am I adding actually this stuff to the selection? I'm curious if this helps a little bit and then also create the reflections on the white surface. I'm also going with 100%. I could lower this, for example, a little bit, but then the design might change a little bit. Now you can see there's too much of a change. No reflection. Yeah. Didn't really work out as much as I want, but this was actually a good result. So what can I do with that? I can make a duplicate. Lower the opacity. And so what I have to do now is essentially remove everything from the image that I don't want to use. So I only want to keep the top surfaces. There are two possible ways how to do this. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, nice. Thank you. In this case, I was able to easily isolate those. Then I go to an invert selection and say delete there, deselect. Very good. Now, so there you see how there we have an overlay, and then I go in, go with the eraser on that layer. If you have a mouse, you might want to turn on stabilize. Not really hard, a little bit more feathered. Oh, be careful with the size. And then that's correct. Good, old school, very controlled mouse strokes. We are removing all that stuff. Same here. If you have an iPad, then the pencil will be amazing for that task. When I teach sketching to industrial design students, I always teach them how to draw from basically your body in a diagonal way. So if you're right-handed, you draw to the upper right corner. If you're left-handed, you draw to the upper left corner. These are lines which are always very easy to draw for us. But since I can't really rotate the screen here, I have to draw this along where I see it. Okay, very good. Also, don't draw too slow. You start jiggling. And if you draw too fast, then you lose control. Find a good speed. Oh, you see, this goes fairly fast. A little bit too high, but I will keep this. Okay, there we are. How does this look if we go 100%? Ooh, not so good. Well, we can fake this a little bit. I select this color, also here again. Don't make it too sharp, and then if there's just a kind of like a small line here, there, I'm just painting over it. Nobody will actually probably later see that. There, cleaning that up a little bit. That was very obvious. Same here. Oh, careful with your mouse movement. Shoot, here I removed a tick too much, but then there again, sample the color. Sample the color and just then draw this one down. Erase this back. Yeah. Okay, good. And so now from a distance, now you can see, oh, that looks actually pretty believable. Now the white surfaces, they are not simply plain white anymore. They have some reflections on it. We could actually see what it would say if we give this a prompt, hit generate, each having a white top. Didn't think about prompting and writing in that way. Oh, this all worked. Besides the tabletop. Oh, uh, oh, there we are. Yeah, nice. So it's all together now on one image. Cool. It actually also has a better contrast. This is actually a better image too, so add it. I will turn this one off because we never really looked into the refine one. If I go to this, refine is less generating than a new image. It is more taking what you have and is refining the quality, the details more. Now there you can see the design stayed pretty close. Even also the lighting. Look at these details here. Now you can see that was corrected. I think here was a terrible Photoshop task with this line. There, now you see this all got actually cleaned up. Also here, that disaster is gone. Also, this is something where you can then use um, the refine command for. The higher you go, the less it does. The lower you go, the more actually, in this case, you might also end up with a different design. So let me just show you what happens. There. Slightly different. Oh, that's actually a cool idea to just change the wood construction. That's one of the beauty of AI, to use it as a randomizer and ideation tool. Anyway, yeah, I think that's it. Now, if you then look at how this all evolved from this image, no, wait, actually, which one is it? From this image to that, this one looks really good. It's nice and realistic. So there's one thing I actually forgot to do. So I will show this, copy and paste. And no, that should not be that image. Here, copy and paste. Interesting. Always creates a different one. Duplicates. There. Okay. Let's go to there. I simply will copy this prompt out, go to here, go into edit mode. Then here I paste that prompt in. Oh, what was that prompt actually? Each having a white top. I'm curious how that oh could work. Okay, let's copy everything. There, wooden square tables are for matching chairs, each having a white top. Wooden squares. Um, Plywood material, each having a white top in this design. Okay. So now I now would like to put this into an environment. Now I can say a white studio, light from the left side, etc. But I'm not telling Viscom anything about where or how I would like the room to be. So I can use, let's say, a gray color, and then the line tool. You want to do the line pretty thin, so it's just a helper for Viscom to understand. And then let's say here's a corner, there and there. Now there can kind of like visualize where could this be, and oh, undo. We need to do that on a new layer, by the way. I will scale this down a little bit and then go back to the line, go to that layer and say, yeah, maybe here is that edge. Now, where do I know where to draw this here? I followed this, so I'm trying to kind of like make this match a little bit. I don't know, maybe like this and there. Then I can put this under it, and then there you see it's all hidden. Inside a room with white walls, stone floor. And this is actually the really cool thing about the AI, that you can sketch in the environment very loosely. You don't have to 3D model it. Yep, there we see that. Look at that. This is actually pretty cool. We also ended up with stone surfaces. But anyway, now you see this is actually pretty good. Why did I also, you might remember, say like make thin lines? You see even here now in this case, I got pretty noticeable lines. This happens if I set this to 80%. And we get that. Yeah, okay. Oh, this was actually nice. So, look at this. If we now say just a room with white walls, stone floor, I'm actually creating the background image first. Oh, oh, okay. Oh, this is actually really nice. Yeah, let's say that one. I still add this one actually. I'm curious. It's a test now. Shoot, I'm starting to geek out. Then we can bring this one in. This is maybe a little bit too big. Okay. And then let's say we add all this back. Now I'm curious what will happen. There. Come on. This is beautiful. That's pretty cool. Now you see here a little bit of AI bias. Now it had actually pillows on it. Properly, it was trained on wooden furniture, which is pretty hard then to have some sort of upholstery on it. But this is actually really nice. Okay, add this one, turn this one off. And now I'm curious, what will happen if we bring maybe this one in with the highlight? Now, I can't really think it puts the reflection on top or the illumination, but who knows? I did it differently. Put something on there. And you see, it always comes back with these pillows. So that one is actually also a really nice one. Now look at that. Ah, this is actually a really beautiful image. Okay, very good. So and that's it. What I wanted to show in this exercise, how we can create a nice an AI rendering of a very basic screenshot of a computer model. And then when we create an environment, sketch it out, create it, place our object, how we can create then a different look for our design. Perfect.